What's up guys, welcome back to part three of building the Veilside Rx-7. In the past two videos, we focused on putting on the hatch and the hood, and then we focused on the front end. And today we're actually going to be doing an extension of the front end, plus doing the rear end. Maybe?
Doing the rear end. Don't worry about what I'm doing, sir. Clearly I have the side skirt on because I'm a boss.
I haven't shown any of this yet.
I'm a boss.
Why are you installing it off the car?
I'm a boss. I'm a boss.
We have a special guest. D. Courtney finally moved back from Germany, bro. We missed you.
It was China last time.
Welcome back,
What's
dude.
up, dude.
Missed you, dog.
Someone's got to get this work done, am I right?
If you guys saw part two, we ran into a little bit of a fitment issue in the front left fender and bumper area. So one thing we're doing before we start adjusting and making holes on the actual fiberglass kit itself is we're going to try installing it off the car. And when the kit actually was installed off the car, Calvin actually ran into the issue that this front attachment where the fender attaches the bumper wasn't actually an issue of the kit not being fitted properly on the car. It actually is just the fitment is a little bit off, and that's fiberglass. It happens. So we're going to be making some adjustment to that portion of the kit today.
I'm a boss.
While Danny and Calvin work on the front end and attaching all the pieces together, I was going to focus on the rear end of the car, but to be completely honest, I might do a little bit of a change up because the rear end of the car is a tough area, and I'll talk about it just a little bit. So these rear fenders have actually been sitting on the car, but they're not installed, technically. It's essentially a shell piece, but what's really interesting is the fact that it reaches over and pretty much sits on a shelf on the inside of the Rx-7 hatch. And I never noticed this, but it actually just sits like a little hat, like almost like it just cups the rear end of the car and just creates a hard body line right here. So the only places of attachment, because there's no hardware here, there's no hardware here, the only places for attachment are these two holes on the back side of the bumper. And to access these holes, you can see it's not completely lined up yet. That's the fiberglass hole, that's the actual car's hole that we need to put a bolt through. The only places to access that is by ripping out the whole interior and reaching this back, which is actually a pretty difficult thing to do. And you have to stick your hand all the way down and put a bolt through it. I was gonna tackle it by myself, but it's a little bit more difficult because it's hard to get my hand down there. For all the Rx-7 owners out there, if you have ever taken off the rear bumper, it is one of the most pain in the ass things to do with the Rx-7 because it's a pretty rough design. Okay, so with the rear fender on the car, there's three bolt attachments that we can get to actually like sit this in. There is a little bit of a fitment issue on the top of the car right here. There's a little bit of a gap before the fender actually touched the body of the car, but Danny and I actually kind of talked about it off camera. We could shave it down and try to make it fit, or we could leave it to the body shop. I kind of want to leave it to the body shop because we're not professionals with this, and I don't want to over sand something. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead, bolt this in, and kind of massage our way to the front.
Yeah.
You want me to stick my hand in there, or do you want me?
Is that as far as you're able to get?
No, you gotta push it. Here, watch. If you stand on the other side. What do you think? Could use a long one. I don't know, the rear bumper when it sits on here, I think there's like, this is like an open cavity, so you should be okay.
Come on, brother. It's really cutting it close.
Squeeze that fiber.
Yeah.
Want me to squeeze it and you do it?
Here, yeah.
I think it's so interesting how this sits on top like a baseball cap. So the rear is down, this is where it needs to be. You can see on the front here, this is kind of hard to show, but the front has to go down like maybe another 0.5 millimeter, but there's a gap right here. You can see I can get my finger underneath it. And even when that goes down on the way, that gap won't be flushed. So either we trim the side right here or we shave a better right angle because you can see the kit's almost cracking right there. It's just a tricky part of the kit. And also too, we have to be really careful because the door fits right on. He gave me so much yesterday for like almost knocking off a piece, and then he goes ahead and does it, and it's okay. The door like fits just barely. Danny's chucking his arm in the back of the car. I wasn't able to get into it, but
Because your arm's so jacked.
yeah, I lift too much weights, dude.
Is this hole like able to go in right away?
Yeah. Yep. Oh, you're there. You're so close. This middle one's gonna be really tough, but I saw it for a second. Yep. This This next
Put one down below.
Calvin job. Danny continued what I gave up on, made it happen. Now we're calling in the special doctor.
Special forces.
Can he get that elbow deep inside?
Can you feel that?
Oh, I saw him. You're gonna have to like lean into it. Like, if you could push from here, better, you're gonna snap the fiberglass. Oh, you got it! Oh, Calvin, you're almost there! Good push! Push! Calvin, you gotta push! Oh, dude. Oh my god, it's so close. You just gotta...
Nothing to grip on. It's like,
Oh. Oh, he's not even there yet.
do we have like a little, you need to just drill it out a little
I
bit.
could shave it from here.
You're so close. Oh, I can't push any harder.
Oh. We're in there.
Leave it to the pepper. Dude, I really wish that you guys could at some point in your life experience what it's like to have a Calvin who could just defy the laws of physics. He can make his arm a noodle and just he can go anywhere. That was huge, good job. Today's video is briefly gonna be interrupted by Roman. Roman is an online digital health clinic for men. Statistically, 52% of all males will experience some sort of ED at some point in their life. Tackling this problem might seem awkward or a little bit uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be with Roman. You can handle everything online from the comfort of your own home and meet with a licensed healthcare US professional. They'll work with you to find the best treatment possible, and if medication is needed, Roman will give you free 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, easy, and discreet, and takes way less time than actually going to a doctor, visiting with someone in person, and going through the whole long process. If you guys head over to GetRoman.com/TJ, you'll receive up to $15 off of your first month, plus free 2-day shipping. Head over to the links on screen, or better yet, click the links down below in the description to capitalize on this deal. Thank you so much to Roman for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to it. Something that me and Danny just noticed as we like put this fender on the car is you have a gas cap here, obviously, and it opens up. But when you go to fill the gas, a pump won't fit through here. So what we're gonna have to do is install some sort of like tube extension. Mickey actually does it on all of the throttle cars. I know he'll have a good idea on how to handle that. And I'm sure you guys in the comments, there's a ton of you guys that know way more than I do, and you will probably have some good ideas. But for now, we have a full tank of gas, so I'm not worried about it. But we're gonna have to make a bridge there somehow. But this is our first look with the hatch and the fenders. Dude, it is huge. Isn't that crazy?
It's impressive.
It's, the car like normally stops like right here, so it's cool to see how much width it actually adds to the car. It makes it huge. Calvin and I noticed that when we initially tried throwing it on, that the exhaust cutout on the bumper was hitting the side of the muffler, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna be changing this exhaust anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and just take this thing off now so we have no issues when it comes to putting the rear bumper on, and we're gonna see if the bumper fits on without any issues.
Almost there, bud.
What do you know? TJ still hasn't worked on anything on his phone all day. Definitely wasn't helping at all earlier.
Chachas, dude. Danny comes back from Germany for one day and he thinks that he's back in the vlog.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm trying to give Calvin to give you guys an update, but he's so in the zone. He doesn't.
Man! You can't get this off my face.
They can't hear you.
I'm screaming! You can hear me?
Yeah, I can. Sir?
Okay, that was my fault. You dropped the piece earlier.
I did.
So now we're even. I don't know why you're filling these holes. Because they're
He is the body shop.
They're bad holes.
But like we'll need these holes.
They're bad holes.
No such thing as bad hole.
We'll need these holes. I just ignore it at this point. We need that. What? That's like. Why would you plug that?
Yeah.
And why plug it? Why not just leave it open?
Explain yourself, sir.
I'm genuinely asking a question.
Okay, I'll genuinely answer it. Because if you make a big hole, which is what's needed,
Are you gonna, you're gonna re-drill
I'm
it?
gonna make a new hole. I filled the hole so that she's good.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that's why.
You're ugly.
Let me see her.
No.
Damn.
Dud! Dustin's like a fish. You look like a fish, Dud.
When you guys saw us struggling to put those two bolts on the back side of the fender that protrude to the rear bumper, we just realized that this bumper is supposed to sit on top of that, and then you're supposed to put the nut on through it. I don't want to go in depth in explaining it, but long story short, that's not physically possible. I don't know how, if you put this bumper on, put your hand through, and then maybe you do it through the tail light.
Yeah!
I can do it!
You're dumb!
We're gonna cut it out. We're gonna cut it out. the bumper has 12 more places of attachment that are more than enough. We're gonna just make a little modification. Sorry, Mr. Veilside. We're gonna modify the kit a little bit.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Thoughts? It was Calvin's.
My thought is to cut the whole flap.
You are thought.
Thoughty. Calvin's a thoughty.
I can taste it in my lungs.
So at this point in the video, you're like, wow, TJ's using that tool, he probably really knows what he's doing. I don't at all, but we're just gonna keep on going. Pretty much trimmed out the 2 points of where I imagine the nut and bolt are gonna be sitting on the back side of the fender. So it's right here. Gave myself a large room for error. So I just did what I did there. I did on this side. These cuts look like a blind man in his 90s cut this. I realize that, but I will be cleaning it up once it's like on the car and we know it fits good. So please do not freak out about that. All the previous times Calvin and I have put the rear bumper on the car, it never really sat straight. But we have removed the exhaust. We have cleared out the hardware provisions that would on the rear bumper. I think it's gonna fit. I think it's gonna slip on, and we're finally gonna see what the rear end will look like. So big moment here. Fingers crossed.
And I approve this message.
So what we noticed when we put the rear bumper on the back is that the bumper attachment on the ledge of the trunk, they lined up, but all of the holes are actually there's a little bit too much material. Like I can't even get the bolt that's supposed to go through the fiberglass. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get a file, and I'm just gonna try to just open up every hole by maybe like a 0.5 millimeter. No drilling, just shaving. And once I finish all 6 holes, we'll do it again, and if we can bolt those up, we'll try to bolt in these bottom panels. Oh, these are threaded, Dan. No nuts.
Really?
They're already all threaded.
That's
I never noticed.
super convenient.
So then we'll just thread all these on, and we can get the fitment check. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then we'll get back to it. In 2 bolts right here and right here. These outside ones, I put little notes that like I just need like 0.5 millimeter of room. But before we shave anything, Danny was able to get 2 out of the 3 lower bumper attachments on both sides. So before we do anything, Danny is slowly walking in this outside bolt and closing this gap. It's a lot of fiberglass to be flexing, so it's honestly a little nerve-wracking. But we're gonna, what, Dan?
I wonder if we should heat it up while we're doing this.
I was thinking about heating it, but like I don't even know where to heat it. It's so much fiberglass.
You can see it slowly.
You can see it going.
I'm gonna start with this side.
I would do them like evenly.
Yeah.
We're slowly walking in that side, and then we're gonna do the same thing to this side, which has like, that's kind of where Danny started. Then I'm gonna recheck these top bolts, see if I can make any more adjustment, and then if I can't, that's when I will decide if I wanna shave just a little bit more. To get us the room to put in the top bolts. But other than that, I mean, it fits pretty decently. Yeah, you could have tightened it more on that side, but like,
tight here.
Yeah, but it should be flexing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
This isn't our like final bolt down, so what's cool is now that we have all these like 85% tight, we can take notes like that 100% has to be shaved, that has to be shaved. But everything else looks really good. It looks super good. While we've been doing this, Calvin's been working hard on the front. And he actually got the area on the front left front bumper. We were having areas on the first day. He actually has it sitting the way it's supposed to, and it's sitting flush now, which is really awesome to see him kind of pull that through. So check that out. Now, obviously, still body work to be done, but that's about as flush as I think the kit will naturally get. And what's cool is you guys haven't seen this yet, but he's attaching the bridge to the side skirt, which is really cool, and it gives it this depth that you don't normally see. We are in no way ready to hard mount it, but we're gonna do it just because, well, we want to see it, and I know you guys want to see it too. Or you have just. Well, let me
Here, you go first, and I'll see what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's your room. The wing's really heavy, by the way. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but the wing is very heavy. This deck lid's very heavy. There's a few areas of concern, but I'll let you guys soak it in. Look how this thing looks. Definitely does not look like an FD anymore, which is very, very cool. But a few areas that I'm gonna have to call in our boy Patrick from Porcupines Collision, who's gonna be doing the body work on this car. There's a big gap on the hatch and the rear bumper. We can't pull the hatch any farther to the back, and we can't push the bumper really any closer, and there's just a fat gap. We still have the weather on the inside of the hatch window on the car, so technically it's sealed from the elements. I've never seen this car in person before, and there's really not that much documentation of this car. I mean, there's a couple builds on Instagram or whatever, but I don't know how this gap is supposed to look in person. Maybe there is just a big gap and like water could get in there, and that's fine because it's definitely still sealed like right here. But that's like a Patrick body work question. Could we add material here? Yes, that would take a lot of time. Are you supposed to? Not quite sure. Really don't know, but we were able to close up these gaps very nicely. That fitment's pretty good on both sides. It looks great. Danny and I both don't know what you're supposed to do with this. That's a little bit weird, but wow. Veilside Rx-7 in the back. Really cool to see. Moment of truth.
My
was
word
the argument in the last video of what
shine.
I wanted to do. Was it worth it? Calvin said, TJ, let me assemble the kit on the ground. Let me make my adjustment holes. I think I can make it fit. I was like, I don't know, dude. Not what I would do, but I'm usually wrong. So we'll go with your plan. So we went with Calvin's plan.
Bow.
This side fit perfectly. That should go together swimmingly. This right-hand side, or should I say the front left-hand side, wasn't too hot.
Was a bit. How you going?
It was a bit. How you going? So we're gonna do that and then try that.
Tighten my nuts, Dad.
Do you have the open?
Oh,
yeah.
What's that tongue movement?
It's the TJ signature move.
It is not.
He taught me how to do it. This is the speed that I used to be able to do it.
Do you want it gone?
TJ can go. Do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's like 68
Dude,
per minute.
I don't know what you're... I can remove it and it'll work.
It's done.
Whoa.
It's a little wonky.
Wait, where's it wonky?
Because where we mount the hole to the other holes, it was a problem.
Oh, yeah.
And always has been a problem. So we made it fit. It looks good.
This side's pretty good. I mean, it's where it's where it's gonna be. Bodywork's gonna clean the rest of it up. The other side
didn't show it, but
no, I did.
A little bit more.
I showed it.
Oh, you showed it.
Put them in, brother. So they still don't fit. Is it hitting still? Nope.
It's a little just tight.
No, yeah, it's not hitting.
It's just a tight fit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We still need to put the hardware in.
Oh, is that one hitting?
Oh, shoot.
Oh.
Tej, you dumb bitch. Let me get a Sharpie.
Oh, I just want to say something
It's
real
still
quick.
hitting.
Don't let TJ tighten bolts with power tools.
Okay, off camera, off camera, I screwed up this. I crossed threads. Okay, I admit it. I did it, and look, I even wrote tap as a reminder because it needs to get fixed.
But for the honors, we'll close the hood.
Oh, and I loosened the hood up there too, so if we do need to move it back and forth, it should be able to go a little bit back and forth.
Can we latch?
I didn't even force that!
Yeah, we're gonna need to adjust the hood. Hey, the hood gap is significantly better the second time around, and we haven't even adjusted. That was a power move right there.
Oh, my hands are tingling from that one. Let's not do that.
All right, well, dude, the hood gap's probably where it's gonna end up living.
It's good.
Holy crap! Wait, whoa.
Is this the kit?
I mean, no, there's still like the whole. We have the front and rear on, but now the whole side, and then.
Imagination.
We still need the wide body on the door and then the wide body on the lower half. And then we still need to do the wiring for the headlights. And then we still need to figure out, I mean, there's a lot of things to figure out, but hey, that's progress. Calvin's listening to music, that's why he's dancing right now. That's gonna do it for today's episode. Lots of progress made, more than I didn't think we were gonna get the front end back on today and have the rear end done. Still lots to do. We have the side skirts to attach, we have the door cards to attach, we have the mirrors to set up, we have the lights to install, and then we have to make sure everything like fits the way it's supposed to. And this, to be honest with you guys, front and the back was the easy part in my opinion. Making the doors fit and not rub and doing all that, that to me is the scary part. If you made it this far in the video, give it a fat thumbs up. It lets us know that you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you get notified the next time we upload a Veilside video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and keep moving forward.